This was a 72-hour test of preparedness, and for 45 minutes, I raced a mountain storm just to secure one cup of coffee. We now spend our lives attempting to gain more and more comfort. We believe life is meant to be easy, but I'm here to tell you that the best parts of your soul are not fed by comfort. They're actually earned by misery. The truth is, you don't appreciate heat until you've fought for the wood. You don't appreciate a dry jacket until you're caught out in the cold. My name is Trinity, and I show you the simple yet extreme life of a modern adventurer. Every week, I test my ability to be prepared, even when things go wrong. This is bad. In this video, I'll show you the skills and mindset needed to continue on, even when the mountains of life give you nothing but problems. This week I headed to a remote cabin in the Rocky Mountains, a place far removed from everything comfortable in civilization. The area is unbelievably rugged and beautiful. It just is. This is right in the heart of some of the best grizzly bear country in the world. So there's lots of grizzly bears around here. Okay, because of the grizzly bears, you gotta have these bars here, see? So you gotta take the bar off. I can't believe it's like the first time I've ever been here when the wind hasn't blown 100 miles an hour. This is just a sign that says avoid grizzly bears. Like I need a reminder of that, right? Now this has a little bit of a problem, so come on, there you go. There we go. There. What a view, huh? Look at the view. That's insane. I absolutely love it. This is gonna be one of those times when I am doing something that is kind of, it's totally off grid and out there, but it's just an enjoyment for me. That's what it's gonna be. It's about the quickest camp setup I've had in a long time. Ow, thing's hot. Get it, carry it on the side here. So yeah, I just put my sleeping bag on the bunk and I'm done. I'm not sure what else to do. So I brought in my backpack and my food bag right here. It's now almost 5 o'clock and you can see how dark it's getting already. It's starting to get dark out here. It's incredible this time of year how dark it gets and how early it gets dark. I'm just gonna glass that whole hillside way over there. See if there's any elk around. There's a lot of things that you need to know about being prepared, even when you're in a cabin like this. So I'm at the end of a road, which is 25 miles long. There's nobody back here. There's nobody within 10 miles of me for sure, maybe even more. So in those kind of situations, when you're way back in here, I mean, obviously I'm in a cabin, but it applies when you're in a tent or a cabin, or if it starts snowing and it snows 1.5 feet overnight, like it does sometimes back here, you're stuck. So I have chains in the pickup. Make sure there's a way that you bring something along that gets you out of your situation with a vehicle, if that's where you are. Also, make sure you have enough clothing for the weather that possibly could come. So we're at, right now we're at unbelievably warm for this last week. Before that though, we had a major snowstorm. I always travel with my own old spatula and a cast iron pan. Well, let's cook up some burger here first. Oh, this is bad. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go with this because I didn't bring any. I brought some hamburger, but it's not good. I smelled it. It's turned bad. Oh, Nikes right on the countertop. Dang it. This is hot. Way too hot. Well, that ain't gonna work. That doesn't have any burger in it. This is just Manwish Sloppy Joe's sauce. So, oh shoot, it's splattered all over the place. So I'm gonna have Sloppy Joe sauce, I guess. Kind of made a mess there. Kind of was a disaster. Speaking of being prepared, I thought I was prepared and I wasn't. Now I have backup meals, but they're dehydrated meals and I want to use those for emergencies only. So I'm gonna just take a piece of this, of my homemade sourdough bread here that my wife makes, and I'm gonna put a little of that on it, and we're gonna call that good for tonight. This is what's called making do. In fact, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chop up some hot dogs and put them in there. You ever heard of Sloppy Joe hot dogs? Because I haven't. To use that right there, I'm just gonna toast this just a little bit. See if we can get that to sort of melt. It's gonna be something, guys. You guys will have something to say about this in the comments, I can guarantee it. There's no way this is any good. This is just gonna be food that keeps you going, but doesn't actually have any good flavor, redeeming qualities. Cheers. So one thing I suspected, there's way too much sauce, so this is just overpowering sugary Manwich sauce. Whew, that's rich. So part of being prepared is physical. Part of being prepared is being able to adapt to what you find. It's just a simple example. In life, not everything's gonna work out. You know, what I brought didn't work, so I had to make something up with what I had. You just pivot. It's not all, and not everything is about, wow, how good can I make something? You try to make it good, but you also just make it sustaining. Out into the dark and get some water. I'm hoping that the water thing works. If I shine this in my face, then I can't see out here in the dark, which is not a great idea. So I'm gonna shine it that way. Yep, it does. Look around, make sure there's no eyes looking at me. It should be reflective, so probably see the eyes. I think I'm gonna make a cup of coffee and we're gonna go glass an area and then we'll come back and get some breakfast. I was trying to decide whether to make breakfast first or go out and glass something first. So I think we're gonna go glass something first. With these windows being as low as this, you just always look out there and you can see the ground right there with the light. I'm just wondering when you look out there and see a grizzly bear walking by. Wow, that's hot. I remember all those days when I jumped in a pickup with my dad to go somewhere hunting. In the early morning, it was dark. Somebody had some coffee. You could smell the coffee. Back then I wasn't drinking coffee, but the heater was blaring, you know, pumping out some heat. And back then, you know, I had no idea where we were going or what we were doing, but it definitely brings back some memories to just jump in a pickup in the dark up in this country and up in the high mountains and drive down a road for a minute. We're gonna sneak back through this woods, hike up on top of this mountain. See if we can find any game animals to take a picture of. Hopefully something good. Everything is so wet here. There was a ton of snow here until last week when it warmed up again. So I'm not sure if anything stayed back here or not. It's so warm today and no wind that I'm having to strip down to my wool undershirt. Now, this is too cold, but hopefully hiking up that thing will keep me warm enough. All right, let's go. It's quite a hike up this thing, so straight up. I've actually led a horse up this mountain once, and there's no trails, and it gets pretty hairy because it's all like that. There's these big cuts with that, then you get up on these hillsides and it's just rock, really hard. That was back when I was younger and crazy, willing to do that kind of stuff. This is the kind of thing, this stuff that's pointed down, all these sticks, that gets you when there's snow on it, because they're underneath the snow and they're sloped. When you step on them, they become really slick. When I was 20 or early 20s, I hiked this exact mountain several times, and in the snow with blue jeans on. And man, it's hard, even with nice pants on, which don't hinder me. Better boots. It's just age will do that to you. Getting close to the top. Right on the top of this cliff here. I don't know if you can tell that's a cliff right in front of me here. You gotta watch your footing. I'm up on the top now. Headed to this. You can see up on top here there's some grass. Something's eating the top off the grass. Just the tops. That's deer or elk, one of the two. My wife's worried that I'm going to see a bear and not tell her. I probably wouldn't tell her until I get home. I mean, basically what I'm doing here is I'm kind of looking for a mule deer buck. I already shot a deer, so I just have a camera. That's all I want to do is take a picture of a big mule deer buck, if there was one around. But I haven't seen a thing. Like, I saw those two baby deer, those 6 months old, and they look like twins. Other than that, I haven't seen a fresh track. Honestly, I just love seeing this country. I mean, I love seeing any country, any wild, untamed country. It's so good for you to see it. And this, you know, it's kind of nostalgic up here because I've been up here a long time ago. But any country, I just love to see amazing country. I figured for sure since I didn't bring my rifle, I'd see like a huge bull elk or big black bear or something. Something I can shoot, and I don't have a rifle, but I haven't, not yet. There's a storm moving in. I'm guessing there's gonna be some rain, probably turn to snow. It's kind of coming in behind me here. So I'm not sure I'll stay up here too much longer. It just kind of depends on how wet I want to get. The storm's coming over these mountains. It's gonna be wet. I'm gonna get wet. Alright, I think I'm gonna put my other coat on because it's waterproof. Even though it's gonna make me hot, so I might sweat my brains out, but most of it's downhill, so I won't get as wet because it looks like it's just gonna turn into snow. You notice what I do, I have layers. So I've got what I have is an undershirt that's wool, and then I have a Duckworth hoodie, and then a Duckworth vest, which is wool. And then I have this shell coat on the outside. So now I took the vest off. So now I just have the undershirt, the hoodie, and the shell. I didn't want the vest on because I don't want to be too hot because I'm going to be moving. So it's all about keeping enough layers to where you can get the temperature right. What you don't want is to have the temperature too cold, or too hot. So if you have just one layer, you just got like a big coat, and you can take that on or off. You're always either too cold or too hot. Or if you have enough layers, especially light layers like I have, layers that don't weigh hardly anything, so you can just have them in your backpack all the time. Then you can just switch them up and get the right temperature for whatever you need. So now I should be able to stay relatively dry. There's no trails either, so it's just headed across country. I think I might build a fire right here, make a little coffee. The ground's all wet now, and so is all the sticks, but we can still make a fire. So we better be able to. That's what this is all about, is being able to do things when it's not convenient, right? Okay, first thing we need to do is get a pile of the smallest things you can find that will burn. So sometimes this stuff is even though it's kind of wet now, that might burn a little bit to start with. So we'll pick a few of these. The smallest twigs you can find that are, these are all wet, but just get a whole pile of these little tiny ones to start with. One of our fire starting cotton balls. Put that down. This pile of sticks right here, and a little bit bigger pile of sticks right there. These might burn, so I'm gonna put the smallest ones on there. Just kind of put them around so they get some good air underneath them. See how that, so air can still go underneath there, but you want the heat to go right up through it, just like that. Now, some people blow on their fire, but when I'm out like this, that's when if you're like down in a deep dark forest or something where there's no air movement at all, you might need to do that. Up here, there's enough air movement that it's going to blow on your fire just by itself. So you don't need to blow on it at all. And keep piling wood on there so that as it comes up, it's got something to burn. Whoops. As that kind of burns down, we'll get some coals. Hot coals are what you want to stay warm. You don't want a humongous blaze. You want some coals on the ground. So if you can get it to burn down to where you have some coals on the ground, then you can cook with it, you can stay warm with it. But that takes a little while, so you got to wait for it to burn down. Now, since this video is about preparedness, I put a flat rock right there. This video is about being prepared and learning how to take with you what you need. I forgot my leather gloves, which is what I use for pot holders. I am not positive how I'm gonna pick that up when it's boiling. Oh boy, Trinity. That's another thing about being prepared, is not necessarily having absolutely everything you need, but being able to kind of improvise or change your plan, because you're not ever going to get to where you have everything you need when you need it. So here's a pair of wool socks. They most likely have a little bit of polymer in them, which will melt, but I will give that a try. That might work to hang on to that thing. I'm just gonna try to move my fire by building it up right around here so that it actually heats up my coffee water faster. I'm gonna have some jerky from Scott. My friend Scott gave me this stuff, so elk sticks. This could be a disaster waiting to happen here, but oh, nope. I dropped it on the fire over there. Let's pull it off here. We may have to pull it way over here. It's burning the tar out of my hand. There we go. Okay. This definitely does not work as good as my glove, but sheet melted to the top of it. All right. My fire's a little too hot. I've got some really good coals there. So yeah, now it's just boiling over. You gotta bring it back. You don't want it to boil all the way over. That doesn't help you. There, you can see some steam coming out. That's about perfect right there. So, jerky stick over the fire. That's good. Boy, heating up some jerky like this makes it so much better. It's roasting. Should throw a couple of these on right on there, like right on the coals. That'll cook them. I don't know how I'm going to get them out of there, but oh man, look at that. Oh yeah. There we go. Coffee that's done this way just has a different look to it. It's like thick. I guess it's got more oils in it because you get more of the oils. when you boil it. Oh yeah, that's excellent. That is excellent, excellent coffee. Whoops, burnt my stick. That worked really good. Basically get the narrow rock and then build a fire, put the fire all the way around it. And that thing boiled faster than almost any fire I think I've had. Okay, I think I can put that one over there. Take these out. Roll them onto these sticks here. So they're cool down a little bit. When you're cooking stuff right on the coals are so hot that ash is completely sterile. There's nothing alive in there. So this is perfectly good to eat. Ash is just carbon, I believe. Also be aware when you're cooking stuff directly on the fire where your smoke is going, because that direction now has a lot of food scent on it. So keep your eye in that direction if you're in grizzly country. Building the fire anywhere in the woods, make sure you got a clear area around you, and then don't leave it anywhere close to alive. I mean, I'm gonna just pour the rest of this coffee water on it. Oh shoot, it's going right to my backpack. I gotta let this cool off for a bit before I stick it in my backpack so I don't melt something. Now we might actually see something on the way back down, because I put the camera in my backpack. So since it's in the backpack and I can't really access it very fast, then we'll probably see something. It's always incredible walking up to something. You're going to go down, but it's just a ledge. You just can't even see. It just goes straight down. So, I mean, to you in the camera, it doesn't ever seem that steep. This mountain is straight up and down. See, this is why you can't take a horse. One of the main reasons is how would you ever get it through something like this? I mean, getting myself through it is enough of a chore. Getting a horse through this without a chainsaw, no way. Look at that. Wow. Absolute jungle. How am I gonna get through here? I think I'm gonna have to get. I could go on this log if I could get through that crap there, but I don't think I can. I hope I didn't just cross that and now I have to cross it again. I found my way back to the main trail. I mean, this trail only goes 350 yards and then it just dies, but it is here. Here comes the storm. I'm just headed back to the cabin. You can see the storm coming down the valley. Starting to snow way up there. Love it. This is a good book. It's called Denatured Africa by Daniel Streeter, and it was written in, well, I don't know, the copyright is in 1927, and he has a business in New York, and he decides he's going to go to Africa on a hunt. So it takes him like a year. It's pretty interesting. So there's a great big tree down across the trail here. You can see it's a big tree. You can also see some elk have been jumping over it. See there? It's been a while. Been quite a while. But you couldn't get a horse over this. See, there's a bunch more marks here. So probably a small herd of elk could come down here at some point since this had fallen. It's always such an amazing feeling to walk back to a camp or a cabin with the fire going, and you know it's going to be warm in there. Yeah. All right, I got the lantern going, the fire is going. I'm going to sit back and read my book for a while, because it's going to be dark for a long time. Well, good morning. It's kind of nice not to have to wake up in the super cold. I mean, it's chilly, but that fire kept going for most of the night, so it wasn't that cold. I have to say that one of the least motivating things to me is wind and snow. So it's blowing and it's snowing out there right now. That doesn't mean that I'm not going out there. It just means that my motivation for going outside and hiking somewhere goes down. And I think that's a natural thing. We're so comfortable with our lives. We don't often take that step to become uncomfortable. And I think it's healthy, even though our ancestors did it just to survive. They did it every single day. If you do it for 3 or 4 or 5 days, you will start to understand, even though you'll get some enjoyment out of it because it's such a short period of time, you will understand the monotony of doing it all the time. Like how hard that would be to do it constantly. Snowing a little bit, not much, but this camera, my big camera that I use, just if the only time I ever use it is if I see something that's a long ways away, try to get it on video. But dang, is it heavy. Just in my backpack, it's like, my thing must weigh 15 pounds. It's extraordinarily heavy. We're gonna have to cross this, so it looks deeper than I like to cross. It had quite a bit of snow and stuff recently, so typically you can walk across on these stones right here, but not right now. this will go over my boots right here. And when your feet are wet, that's the last thing you want when you're hiking, is your feet wet, especially when it's cold like this. Yeah, actually this looks a lot better. It's spread out a little bit and there's not something damming it up like those rocks. So I think that will work. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I can kind of see up in there a little bit. Not as much as I'd like to maybe, but some. I'll glass from here. I'm about 2 miles up the trail. I'll glass in there from here. I'll go up a little further and see if I can see up there further. That is some thick downfall up there. It's all falling down, but it's so thick. I don't know how you'd even walk up there. So what I was trying to see is not look like I remember it. It is really thick. I don't know what it is, but there's something about going up a trail after a fresh snow and being the only track on it, or just having game tracks on the trail. Either one. Now it doesn't make any difference because there might have been 4 or 5 people up here yesterday. I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm just saying that. But because there's a fresh snow, it looks like you're the only person in the world that's been down this trail. It's kind of cool. Well, I did not see a thing in here. Which, I mean, looking at this country, you can tell if there's a deer way up there, seeing it is another thing than, I mean, you basically have to catch them moving or standing up, because if they're laying down somewhere, you're just not going to spot them. I hope you had a great time coming along with me, but if you want to learn how to stay prepared for life, how to deal with the punches and roll with them, how to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, which is also a great weight loss program, by the way. It doesn't really matter how much you eat. If you do what I'm doing, you don't gain weight. Make sure you go join my school community with the link below and ask your questions and personal message me in there. I'll be sharing my journey. So until next time, thanks for coming along. I can't do it without you guys, so make sure also to hit that subscribe button and the like button on my new adventure channel, which is the channel you're watching right now, so I can continue to bring these adventures to you in this amazing world we live in. Thanks for coming along. I'm Trinity Vandenacre. God bless.